In this week's episode of Working with Productivity, I have a very special guest.
Thank you, Carl. It's an honor to be here, and thank you for the great content. As Carl said, I'm Chuck Tomasi from Phoenix, Arizona. I'll provide my contact information at the end of this video. I don't want to delay what I have to show you. In this episode, I'm going to show you how I can get an entire playlist from YouTube into Todoist.
Hello and welcome to episode 14 of my Working with Productivity series, a series where I invite special guests to come along and to give you guys their wisdom to help you to become more and more productive. And this week we have Chuck Tomasi, who's going to show you how to be able to import. Well, he gives you the demonstration of importing my Todoist videos, but you could use this for almost any playlist on Todoist, on YouTube, that you would like to be able to import and just watch however you want it. It's an amazing tutorial. It's going to take you through it step by step, and as Chuck says himself, it looks a bit complicated, and for many of you guys out there who, particularly if you've never used the terminal command in Mac, may not actually played around with this system before, but trust me, I had a go at this and it does work, and it is very, very effective. So now it just remains for me just to ask you one question, by the way, before we go. If you do like this video, please click on the like button below, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please subscribe. Okay, let me hand you over to Chuck now, who's going to take you through this wonderful tutorial for you so you can get the most out of YouTube and Todoist working together. Okay, over to you now, Chuck. Over to you.
As a father, husband, software technical marketing professional, author, and someone who has been using GTD since 2002, I really appreciate the great stuff you've been putting on YouTube in the past couple of years, Carl. Your videos have helped me to get back on the wagon and stay organized while showing me a few new tricks along the way. When a friend of mine pointed me towards your videos, I was a bit overwhelmed at how many there were. Since Todoist is one of my primary tools to stay organized, I thought, why not bring all these videos in as tasks, and then I can just check them off as I watch them. So just a couple of notes about this video. This solution is intended for Mac OS X. I haven't tried it on Linux. In theory, it should work, but if somebody wants to give that a try and let me know, I'd love to find out. Second, it does get a little complex. We're going to be using the terminal commands and a bit of Excel, so fear not. I've written down all the instructions, including screenshots, at the link below. All right, I start by going into YouTube. Here's Carl's channel, and of course, he's got playlists for Evernote and Todoist and many, many other things. I'm going to right-click on the Todoist one and say copy link address. Bring that into a text editor, paste that, and it gives me the full URL. The part I'm really interested in is this last part here where it says list equals and then a whole bunch of numbers and letters. I'll copy that. That is the playlist ID. And then using this website, williamsportwebdeveloper.com/favebackup.aspx. Again, link on the screen. And what I'm going to do is paste that playlist ID into this list, this field right here. And when I click submit, it's going to download an Excel file with all of the playlist information in there. Let's go take a look. I go over to Finder and bring up that file in Excel. You may get a warning that says the extension and the file content don't quite match. I say yes, go ahead and open it anyway. And Excel says, here is your big, beautiful Excel file of all the playlist stuff. Let me make that a little larger so you can see it as best as possible on the screen. And what I've got is the date it was published, the video URL, which is very handy, the person who published it, of course, Carl, the title, and the description. Some basic information about that playlist and every video in there. Well, what I'm going to do is get just the URL and the title and use that in Todoist. So I'm going to take out these first two top lines because they're not really pertinent to the data that I need. I'll highlight them and say delete those rows, and there we go. Now I want to save this as a CSV. Remember CSVs? They're our friend in Todoist. So I'm going to say save as, and simply call this one Carl Todoist. But I don't want to save it as an XLSX. I don't want to save it as this CSV down here. I found it didn't work very well. There's something about the UTF-8 encoding that makes it a bit of a mess. There's also one down here. And the one that I found works best is actually the oldest one in the book, the MS-DOS comma separated values. For whatever reason, this works like a charm. So I'm going to save that. And then comes the secret sauce to this whole thing. I'm going to go to the terminal command, and I've created a shell script called youtubedoist.shell. And I run it youtubedoist.sh and give it the name of my file, the name of the CSV that I exported to, and it's going to take all of those lines and convert them into an import file. So I took the second field, which had the URL, the fourth field, which had the title, and made a big, beautiful import file. If you want to look at the shell script, you're more than welcome to. If you get into that kind of thing, that's great. Now, it's time to go to Todoist, add a project. I'll call this Carl's Todoist Videos. And in here, of course, we use the little tool, the wrench and screwdriver, or whatever that is, pencil, and select Import from Template. And I can simply drag that file, make room for that, my -import file, onto there. It chews on that and it digests the information, and I get a bunch of videos. Now I've highlighted them. I've taken some of Carl's tips so that when I see this come up, I see watch. It has an anywhere place. I have an anywhere place. Again, you may want to go into the shell script and make some slight modifications if your context, your labels are different than mine. My favorite part is I can click these, each of these, using that formatting trick. Of course, we've got to get through the ads for this, but you'll see there's Carl talking about his first episode. So that's it for this episode. Thank you for watching. I hope you find that useful. And if you want to find out more about me, you can visit chucktomasi.com at the URL below, where you can find links to email, my podcasts, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, my Amazon page, and other projects I get up to for home and my day job. I'd love to hear from you. As Carl always says, there's just one thing left for me to do, and that's to wish you a very productive week, and I look forward to talking to you again soon.